Google Pixel 2 unboxings and first impressions coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up guys, Nick here helping you to master your technology, and welcome to my Google Pixel 2 unboxing. Now I did a poll on Twitter and people said they wanted to see the Pixel 2 more than the 5T, so here it is, the Pixel 2. Potentially we'll bring the 5T later on, but I did decide to go with the smaller version. The XL I didn't want because I do have the Note 8, I have the S8 Plus, and I'm just kind of getting tired of the big screens, so I do want to check out the smaller Pixel here. So you can see on the back, it does say Team Pixel. On the left side, you can see the Google Assistant is built in here. And then on the front, Pixel 2 at the top. Little picture of the Pixel. It's a pretty clean box. I do like it overall. So let's go ahead and get into it now. All right, so this box just kind of, comes out really tightly. It's not super soft like the one with the iPhone where you just take the plastic off and it falls off. But here it is, the Pixel 2. Now this is my first Pixel ever, not just the first Pixel 2. This is the first Pixel phone I've ever had here on the channel. Now I have used Google Nexus devices in the past, so this is not new for me when it comes to using a pure Google phone. I used to have the Nexus 6 even here on the channel, and I did have the 5X. So this is not like a super new thing to me, but I've never actually had the new Pixel brand. So there is the phone right there. And right out the gate, super light. That's why I wanted this one right here. Very light phone. And definitely this bottom is questionable how you feel about this. It kind of feels premium, yet it feels kind of like the polycarbonate days of yesteryear. But I know a lot of people are going to say, man, look at those bezels. I hear it already. That's okay though. At least they threw in some dual firing speakers here on the front of the Pixel. So over here inside of the box, you're going to see that unfortunately Google decided to not give us the headphones in the box, which I never like, especially for what this phone's cost. So you can see, let's get started right here. And then it does have some more, guides. We don't need to read this, do we? We'll read this later on. And then you get a SIM card tool. Need those because I lose those every time I get a new phone. And goodbye. Goodbye headphone jack. That's why we do have an adapter here. This is for USB, but you're going to see right here, dongle life. So goodbye headphone jack. No longer you're getting a headphone jack on Team Pixel. And at the bottom though, it does look pretty clean, but there's no headphone jack. So you really have to decide if that's going to be an important feature to you with buying a Google Pixel. If you are in the market to get one, do you really need that headphone jack? I don't think, any phones are going to have it within the next 3 years, but we'll have to see how that goes. It is rumored that Samsung is going to keep the headphone jack, one more year. So there's a USB-C to USB-C. So there is a USB-C to USB-C. Nice stuff right there. Over here, we do have what looks like our charging brick. That looks like it is a fast charge, so we'll have to try that out and see how that charges. I'll cover more and talk more about that in the review, but that's pretty much it. Very clean white box. I kind of digged it. Let's get into the phone itself now. All right, guys, so the Pixel 2 does have the power button located on the right side here, about right there, so it rests pretty good in your hand. Let's go ahead and boot this up, and we should see the Google Pixel loading up. And 5-inch right here, 1920 by 1080p display. This thing is gonna be sharp enough. It's OLED. It should be sharp enough for this size. I'm not really worried about it not being 2K. It's a 5-inch screen, so who really cares? Let me go ahead and skip this. I'm gonna connect to my Wi-Fi and we'll be back when we are on the phone. So here we are in the Google Pixel 2. So first of all, this screen right out the gate, it's not popping out at you. This screen is not impressing nobody when it comes to lively colors or anything like that. But I can tell you right now, just playing with it for a few minutes here, the software is ridiculously smooth. So way smoother than I've seen on any other Android phone this year so far. Well, probably the closest thing to this is the OnePlus series of devices, but the Samsung devices, the LG devices, the other Android devices, not even close. And I would even say this feels smoother right now than the iPhone with the buggier iOS 11, which hasn't been a super perfect experience so far. So I am liking what I'm seeing here in terms of software. I will have to cover it more to see how, how it does over time here. But on the rear is really the standout feature here for me with the Google Pixel 2. That's a 12 megapixel Sony sensor, but Google's doing some AI stuff and some HDR processing in the rear, like in the background. You don't really have to do anything. You just shoot your picture. It does it automatically. And what you end up with is a result that you want to get. So let me go ahead and take a photo of this Google Home Mini right here. Let me grab the camera and you can see, boom, dual pixel AF and shoot the picture. and it should turn out clear pretty much every time. So this is gonna be one of the best cameras of the entire year on any smartphone, maybe the best camera of all time on any smartphone so far. Now, you know, using a Galaxy Note 8, using an S8 Plus, you're not gonna be blown away by these pictures, but I think it's enough to say this is pushing the camera industry forward here on the Pixel 2. 4 gigs of RAM and a Snapdragon 835 on board, so this is not going to be no chump when it comes to the processing performance. 2700 milliamp hour battery in this one. I would like a larger battery, but hey, this is a small device, so I'm not expecting no 4000 milliamp hours in this small device. Now, video capabilities are up to 30 FPS only on the 4K, so if you do want to do 4K 60, you still have to get an Apple device. You're not going to get that here with Pixel 2. But what you will get is Bluetooth 5.0. You will get a nice fingerprint scanner and a nice location on the rear, unlike the iPhone 10. You're also going to get a much cheaper price. So this phone's going to run you about $650 here on the total price. So it's definitely undercutting the competition there. A lot of phones are right around $1,000 this year. You do get the USB Type-C reversible connectors at the bottom as well, and ABGNN Wi-Fi AC. So it's loaded with all the high tech you want in terms of 2017. However, it is missing a couple of things like wireless charging, like the ability to have, like we said earlier, a headphone jack, but you do trade that for the front of the smartphone having dual speakers, which we'll test in the future review. But my first impressions of this phone are, I like how light this phone feels. It feels super light in comparison to a lot of other smartphones. And some people think that, you know, a light phone doesn't feel premium, but with the software on the Pixel 2, that should make up for that if you don't think this feels premium. Now, it does have like a little bit of a metal strip around the edges of the phone. Let me get in the focus here. You can see right here, just a little bit of metal there, but to be honest, it feels kind of polycarbonate on the rear. I haven't heard exactly what this material is, but this feels kind of like glass up here and like a plasticky polycarbonate. Kind of reminiscent of like cameras, like you know how the cameras feel, like those plastic body cameras, they kind of feel like this phone right here. Review coming soon, so you might want to subscribe for that. Anyway, Nick here helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well. I will catch you all in the next one, and peace.